because it feeds far above the other species, becomes threatened. All creatures, regardless of size or shape, are now locked into a life and death struggle which only the rains will end. Over millions of years, all species became progressively more resistant to drought. Those unable to adapt have become extinct. The secret to nature's success is adaptation. This warthog is a good example of adaptation. By preference a vegetarian, it becomes a carnivorous scavenger in times of stress, living off the carcasses of others less hardy than itself. The grass and woodland, once eaten, lie dormant, patiently awaiting the onset of the rains. Only then can the vegetation begin to recover. For many, the wait is too long, and they become the victims that nature willingly sacrifices to ensure the continued survival of these delicate ecosystems. Drought is nature's time-proven method of controlling excess numbers. The driest months determine the carrying capacity of the land. Regular droughts here keep a critical balance between high animal numbers and their food supply. Man understands relatively little about the intricate workings of these natural ecosystems. All that is known for sure is that they worked well for millions of years, until recently, when man started interfering with them. In time, the rains returned to the parched savanna, regenerating life and growth. The depleted populations are quick to recover. The cycle of life has come full circle. Development is continually reaching deeper into the heart of Africa, so more cattle country is secured and mile upon mile of wire fencing is built. Millions of dollars are currently spent on fences like this. This fence and others like it are part of the massive investment in cattle. An aerial view of the fence reveals the extent of the damage cattle are doing here. After only one season, all the grass has been eaten up on the left side of the fence. On the other lies productive grassland, and the desert is only a few steps away. In Botswana, the country's foreign-sponsored cattle programs have built hundreds of miles of fencing in an effort to prevent the spread of hoof and mouth disease. Designed to keep cattle and wild animals apart, the fences are a deadly barrier to wildlife, preventing their natural migration and cutting them off from their seasonal journeys to food and water. As they set out in the winter months, the herds move north to the Okavango and Botlele River. A veterinary cordon fence now blocks this migration, diverting them. The animals are lured east by the smell of water on the prevailing wind. For the lucky ones, the journey ends soon, entangled in a steel web. Over the years, these veterinary fences have taken a fearful toll. Every year there is more fencing, and so more animals die. The survivors continue on a journey that will take them through a hostile land, devastated by domestic stock. Everything is against the wildebeest. Time, the searing heat, the wasted landscape, and finally, the limitations of their own bodies. In time, man will come to recognize this as the true wilderness. Wasted figures, lost in a deathscape, created by indifference and lack of understanding. Once grass covered the land as far as the eye could see. Now only desert remains. For the survivors of this journey, there is nothing but bitter tragedy. The great waters of Lake Dao are no longer here. They have disappeared. Here there was once a great natural lake, its waters stretching as far as the eye could see. Man has pumped the lake dry. Now there is just another wasteland. Only these few small telltale pools of stagnating water remain. The wildebeest are lured to the pools of saline and stagnating water to quench their burning thirst. But this is not the source of the scent that drew them here. The smell of water that fills the air comes from here, a man-made dam only a few miles away. These waters from Lake Dao have been pumped here with no regard for the tens of thousands of wild animals that will die without them. The water was brought here to be more profitably used by a local diamond mine. The dam is now the only source of water for hundreds of miles, so men and their cattle flock here.